What's happening, guys? This is the Big Mirror Podcast YouTube channel here, and I've been seeing a lot of Green Day content in my algorithms lately. At the time of this recording, Saviors will be out in a little less than a month here, and I'm loving the singles for that record, by the way. Look, My American Dream, and the last one was Dilemma here. So I figured, hey, why not jump in the mix? I love Green Day, my absolute favorite band of all time. I know every single record, every single album, front to back. Got all of them, the vinyls. I even got a tattoo. So I'm like, you know what, whatever. Let's jump into the Green Day content pool here. So I be seeing a lot of these tier lists, rankings, all that. But I never got to actually talk about them. I uploaded like a TikTok, like a ranking thing, but I wanted to go in depth with it. And these tier lists are really fun and they look fun to make. So this will be my first time doing this. So because this is my favorite band and I may have the blinders on, and I understand that, I decided to give myself some sort of limitations. If I may get the YouTube channel wrong, but I believe it is the Punk Rock Radar YouTube channel. They, two guys, they ranked or tier listed, whatever, their favorite Green Day records, and they gave themselves a limit where like it was only a certain amount of albums could go in each category. So we got 13 albums listed here. No Pinhead Gunpowder, no Foxborough Hot Tubes, no Network, no cover-ups, no Shenanigans, no 25th, 30th anniversary records, none of that, okay? We're just doing strictly studio albums. So with that being said, I'm going to do 3 albums. A category is 13 records total, which means one of these albums will be on the island on its own. Will it be at the top? Will it be at the bottom? Will it be somewhere at the middle? I actually don't know because I am winging it. So with all that being said, let's get into it. We're going to go in order here. So we're going to go Smoothed Out Sappy Hours. And yes, I do call it that because this has got to be the most adorable Green Day record. Where do I want to start this? I'm actually start this at a B. I really do like this record, but most of it, the subject matter is mostly about not being able to get girls, which is totally relatable. It's basically me in middle school and in high school. Having trouble with girls is always a thing. So this is cute though. This is a cute album. You could tell that like a lot of it was written, and Billie Joe Armstrong is notorious for holding songs. So a lot of these songs were probably written when he was like 15 or 16, but it didn't get released until later on. I think I had to look this up. I think Slappy Hours came out, and I think this variation of the album came out in 1990 actually. So they would have been like maybe 19 or 20, somewhere around that time. We got Kerplunk next. Now, Kerplunk is very interesting. Here's the thing, okay? I will put Kerplunk above Slappy, still a B though. Now, why is that? The production holds it back for me. The production holds both of these albums back for me, but I really feel like Kerplunk could have been an A, possibly an S, if it had the same production as the next record, like Dookie. We'll get Dookie out the way now. Y'all know what time it is. Okay. So with Dookie, it's one of my personal favorite albums of all time. Probably like my second favorite album of all time, like legitimately. Huge album. The cultural influence is there. It sold 10 million records, probably way more than that today. It's an incredible record. Damn near perfect. Absolutely nothing negative to say about this album. But I always felt like if Kerplunk had the same production value as Dookie, it might give Dookie a run for his money. That's all I'm saying. And if you heard they recently released this 30th anniversary for Dookie, and 409 is on that album, and Christy Road is also on it, like these outtake records. And you can tell they rough cuts, but it got that Dookie production and it sounds incredible. Both versions sound incredible. If you have not heard that, please go listen to it and you may see what I'm saying. Okay. But yeah, Dookie, S. Kerplunk, we're gonna keep at a B right now. This is where it get a little interesting. We got Insomniac next. So Insomniac, do I want to put it at B? Do I want to? No, I don't want to use up all the B's. We're going to throw this in the A. All right. Now, I will say the only two albums that Green Day has made that sound similar to me is Dookie and Insomniac. These are only two albums that kind of sound the same to me. And it makes sense because obviously Dookie came out in 94. Insomniac came out pretty much right after that in 1995 around October. So the theme for Dookie is basically being like bored and lazy, whereas Insomniac is frustrated and lazy. I think that's pretty fair to say. So the subject matter is pretty similar. The sound of the album is pretty similar. I think Insomniac is just a lot angrier than Dookie, and Insomniac doesn't have those kind of poppier tracks like When I Come Around, for example. But still a great record, and if you really like, a lot of people like that's kind of the thing about Green Day is, oh, it's so commercial, it's so poppy, it's so bubblegum. But at the same time, they have an album like Insomniac. Like if you like that straight to it, hard lyrics, hard sonically, this is the album for you. Insomniac is the album. This is one of the most what people, when you think punk, right? When you think punk, and I'm using air quotes here, when you think that, you think this sound, you think Insomniac, and this is coming off the heels of at that point in time the most successful punk rock album ever in Dookie. So if you like that sound, you'll love Insomniac. But to a casual Green Day fan, I will say Insomniac is probably not for you. Okay. Next, we are going to go to Nimrod. 1997 Nimrod. Now, I will say this. Nimrod and Insomniac are basically tied for me. I've been listening to Nimrod a little more lately, so I'm going to give Nimrod the nod as of right now. But I will say this. Nimrod is like a flex album to me. Nimrod has a little bit of everything. You still have those signature Green Day tracks like Nice Guys Finish Last, Scattered all the time. But you like a ska song like King for a Day. A diss track is on this album like Platypus. An instrumental track is on this album like Last Ride In. And then you have the ultimate event song in Good Riddance, Time of Your Life, where you could play this fucking song at a wedding. You could play this song at a funeral. You could play this song at a graduation. And it's all appropriate for some reason. It's just a beautiful, timeless, just perfect record. The only thing about Nimrod that bothers me a little bit is that Time of Your Life, Good Riddance, is so good and so strong that it kind of overtakes everything else on this album. I will say that song is not my favorite song on this album. Time of Your Life I'm talking about. I like Worry Rock a lot, and I like Redundant. I think those are probably my two favorite records off of Nimrod. Personally, a fantastic album as a whole. Prosthetic Head, like you got a lot of tracks on this too, and it's a lot of songs. I think it's like 18 or 19 songs on this album. I think at the time of this release, it was probably their longest album. I think Slappy is kind of long too. I think Slappy got like 20 songs on it. But yeah, anyways. Next up, Warning. Man, this is underrated. And honestly, when I was thinking about doing this, Warning was the one I was having the most trouble with. So as of right now, I am going to put this somewhere right. Do I want to put it above Kerplunk is the thing. Okay. Here's what I'll do. I put it right here. I put it at the top of the B's. I kind of want to put it at A. But here's the thing, Warning, right? Sonically, it may not be the most appealing, especially if you kind of like that that really fast paced signature Green Day sound. But I do believe lyrically, Warning may be Green Day's strongest work. I think Billy Joe, from a lyrical standpoint, his work here is impeccable. I think it's fantastic. The lyrics to Church on Sunday, Fashion Victim, Macy's Day Parade. He really barring up on this album. He's spitting. It's crazy. I know people aren't into the acoustic thing, unless I even, the singles are great. Minority, Waiting, Warning. This album is awesome, man. And I think this is one of those records that got hated when it came out. But like a lot of Green Day albums, they get hated when they first release. But they tend to grow on people, oddly enough, over time. And I think people look back at Warning and kind of like, you know what? This was pretty good. Maybe we were wrong. So we're going to put Warning at a high B right now. And that'll be it for the Bs. So I cannot add anything else unless I move one of these records here in the middle. All right, we're not going to waste time. American Idiot is going straight to the top. Yes, above Dookie. My personal favorite album, period, ever. There is not too many albums that I call absolutely perfect. We got Thriller by Michael Jackson. We got I don't know, B-Day by Beyonce. We got Purple Rain by Prince. We got American Idiot by Green Day. This is a rock opera. It won a bunch of Grammys. They got a Broadway musical adaptation out of it. It sold millions upon millions of records. This is great, man. This is perfect. Like I said, this is perfect. This is a timeless record. Political songs, and unfortunately, because the political landscape hasn't really changed for the better, the political commentary within this album is still very much so relevant. And then the storyline aspect to it is incredible. This is one of those things where I can't pick a favorite song, to be honest. American Idiot, an incredible open. To follow that up with Jesus of Suburbia is insane. A 9-minute record that does not feel like 9 minutes at all. It's basically 5 songs in one. To Holiday, to Boulevard, it's so on and so forth. Wake Me Up When September Ends. The hits on this album are crazy. Letter Bomb is crazy. Homecoming is crazy. Every single song on this album is just well done. It's great work. It's a masterpiece. I cannot say enough good things about this album. That's the best Green Day album. I know we got our section of people that are like Dookie, Nimrod. To me personally, in my personal opinion, it's this. I think this is the undisputed best Green Day record. But I love shit like this. So please, if you disagree, feel free. Go in the comments and tell me I'm wrong. It's a good time. So we're going to follow that up with a 5-year gap. 21st Century Breakdown. Now, I will say this. I think 21st Century Breakdown, out of all these records, might be actually the most underrated Green Day album. It's the follow-up to American Idiot. And I know people kind of, if you're a comment section reader like I am, I'm going to put this in A, by the way, but I am going to put it behind Nimrod and Insomniac. Now, if you'd like to read comments like I do, you'll see like people are like, 21st Century Breakdown, or not 21st, American Idiot. We need an American Idiot 2. American Idiot 2 is 21st Century Breakdown, by the way. I remember, I'll never forget, I was like 7 years old when American Idiot came out. So by the time 21st Century came out, I was turning 12. And I remember, I just thought that Green Day retired. And one day I woke up, I was getting dressed for school, and this is when MTV kind of, sort of, just a little bit played music still in the morning. And it was like, yo, like today, like around whatever time, Know Your Enemy by Green Day is just the premiere for the video. And I remember they aired it during the day, so I didn't see it on time. But when I got home from school, I got on the computer, I got right on YouTube, Know Your Enemy. And I listened to Know Your Enemy, no bullshit, like probably like 25 to 30 times in a row. Like I was so hyped because like I saw the American Idiot era, and then I had to wait 5 years, and we got 21st Century Breakdown. Now I will say this about 21st Century Breakdown. I think this is as good as it could have possibly got considering what American Idiot was. Like, you got albums like, for example, Nevermind. I think Nevermind absolutely shits on In Utero. I think like Blink-182, Enema of the State. I think it absolutely shits on Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. I don't think American Idiot actually destroys 21st Century Breakdown from a quality standpoint. No disrespect to those albums, like In Utero. I think In Utero is good, but I think Nevermind is just that much better. Versus this, well, like 21st Century Breakdown holds up. I don't think they could have done a much better job. Like, look at the records on that: East Jesus, Restless Heart Syndrome, Last Night on Earth, the title track, American Eulogy. Like, these records are hard. So this is a great effort. Shout out 21st Century Breakdown. I think this one kind of goes down a little bit as a little bit of an underrated, gem. So next we got the Trilogy album. We'll kind of make this quick. Okay. So we'll start off with Uno. I really like Uno. Now, if you remember the Trilogy, I'm going to put this in C, by the way. If you remember the Trilogy, it felt so dramatic. And it felt like, okay, like they did 2 rock operas in a row that were both massive achievements. And it's kind of like, you could tell with the announcement of this, it was kind of like, okay, well, what can we do next? That's crazy. And they were like, we're going to do 3 albums. They peeled back the dramatics of the music and they stripped it down, but it's still 3 albums is 3 albums. And we talking 30 odd songs, right? So this is a lot of music that basically came out all at once. It took me a while to finish the Trilogy, and I am the biggest Green Day fan, probably in the Midwest at least. But and even this is a lot for me. But I do like Uno a lot. Stay the Night is crazy. Let Yourself Go is crazy. Rusty James. Nuclear Family. Like, these are really, really good songs, stripped down, kind of back to the basics type of music. Then we get to Dose. And when I usually mess with the Trilogy stuff, I usually rank them all together as just one thing. I always just rank the Trilogy as just one situation. I don't really spread them out too much. But I'm going to put Dose in last place here because it's not bad. I don't think it's bad at all, but I think it's definitely the weakest out of the Trilogy records. So we're going to put Dose right there. And then Trey. I know I fight between Trey and Uno a lot. Brutal Love is incredible. Brutal Love, you could have put Brutal Love on 21st Century Breakdown and it would have made sense. You could have put Brutal Love on Revolution Radio and it would have made sense. This is just a great song. It should have been a single. They should have pushed that one a little more. Then you got records like X-Kid, Eighth Avenue Serenade. I think that's what it's called. I could be totally wrong. It's some really strong songs on Trey. But I'm going to give the edge to Uno because that's just how I'm feeling right now. I feel like I like Uno more right now. So we're going to keep it at that. And now we got 2 albums left. We got Revolution Radio next, 2016. I believe, again, if I'm wrong, guys, correct me, but I'm pretty sure this is the only Green Day record to actually go number 1, which is insane to think about. This album cycle was the first time I saw Green Day live. By the way, we putting this at the top of C. Great album, man. And one song I champion everybody to listen to because people are like, oh man, Green Day hasn't put anything good out since 21st Century or American Idiot. Some people say ridiculous shit like they haven't put anything good out since like Dookie. Dude, check out a song. It's called Forever Now by Green Day on Revolution Radio. It's an absolutely perfect song. And then you got Bang Bang, like, hard. Revolution Radio, hard. Too Dumb to Die, hard. Like, you got some great records on this album. And as a matter of fact, I think I changed my mind on something. How about this? We'll do this. We'll bring Slappy down to the top of C. Let's go there. And let's put Revolution Radio in the B category. Let's do that. I like that. Let's do that. Okay. Oh boy, Father of All. Did this not go well for Green Day? I I will say, and by the way, for the record, I like all these records. I like every single one. And I do like Father of All. Graffiti is awesome. What's my song? Sugar Youth is awesome. Meet Me on the Roof. These are good records, but I think a lot of people had that misconception of like they're washed. They're not washed. If you heard these last 3 singles that they just released for this upcoming album called Saviors, they're not washed. But I think they were in that position of, hey guys, we're just trying to get off our label. And Father of All is the last obligational record for what label? Reprise, Warner Brothers, whatever. So I think they just kind of threw something out there and was like, here you go. And I told everybody, this album is filler. The next album is the real album. But I still like Father of All. So I kind of hate to put it in D. And I do put it above Dose, by the way. I think it's a little better than Dose. But do I want to put it in D? Do I want to put it in D? Do I like how this looks? You know what? In the beginning of the video, I did say one of these albums would be on an island. So how about this? Boom. We'll put Nimrod in S. We'll put Warning in A, which is kind of what I wanted to do anyways, to be honest. I do like Rev Rad in B. And I really do think it's better than Slappy. And we'll put Father of All right behind Trey. Okay. I think this is appropriate. I think that this is fair. I could change my mind tomorrow. Like, everything except American Idiot and Dookie, which I do think are wholeheartedly the 2 best Green Day albums. Everything else, my mind could change tomorrow. But as of right now, here today, as this massive Green Day fan, I think this is appropriate. I'm okay with this. I like this. Let me know what y'all think. Let me know how y'all would rank it. If you make videos yourself, send me yours. I love this type of shit. Let me know what's going on. If you want to see more of this, comment. If you would like to follow me on everything at The Big Mirror. I'll put that in the description for you. But other than that, appreciate you for watching. Click the like button, the subscribe button, all the follow buttons. And I hope you have the time of your life. No? Okay. I'm going to go now.